especially when I'm around people of the Jewish faith. However, when I go to Shabbat on Friday, I always have this insecurity of feeling less than, because I was raised in a home where I didn't go to Hebrew school, I don't know the prayers, and I feel as if I'm not connecting as spiritually or not being, that I don't know enough. It makes me feel a lot less than. Is there a way to conquer that, or I don't know?
Look, my friend, there are some of us who grew up in environments where we had more Hebrew education, some less. But that isn't always the point. A beautiful story about the Baal Shem Tov. The Baal Shem Tov was once conducting services, and it was on Yom Kippur. And the Baal Shem Tov felt that he knew that there was a very harsh judgment being decreed in heaven. Right? And it was going to be so difficult for the Jews. And he wanted to do whatever he could to try and mitigate that harsh judgment. He said, but I found all the doors for prayer were closed to me. And I felt my prayers weren't getting anywhere. Well, among the people who came to church, among people who came to shul, there was a young shepherd boy, right, who never had any education, but he saw people going to shul, and he felt something was drawing him to go to shul in Yom Kippur. And when he came in and he saw that people were praying fervently, right, but he didn't know how to pray. And yet he wanted to somehow do something for God. So he took out his little flute and he started to play the flute in shul. Right? And people were horrified by that, and they tried to silence him. And the Baal Shem Tov said, no, 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 no. He just opened up the doors of prayer for me. Right? Sometimes you can open up the doors of prayer without any particular training, without any particular intellectual knowledge, but with the enormous sensation and emotion and feeling of wanting to be in contact with God. So the fact that you may have not had the kind of training that you want, don't let that stand in your way. We had one Jack's retreat where I was davening, and later on, a woman said to me, I went by the shul where you were davening, and I was so envious of you because you were praying. And I don't know how to pray. I said, wait a minute. You were envious of me because I was praying and you weren't? Let's look at it from God's perspective. You know, when God sees me coming in, he says, here's Twerski again. What does he want this time? He comes in, he says, God, give me this, God, give me this, give me. But then he looked down, God looked down at you standing out there, and he said, look at my child Bernice. She's trying to get close to me but doesn't know how. So tell me, whose prayer was better, mine or yours? Right? It's the desire to get closer to God. That's the essence of prayer. Thank you for listening.
A little bit of light, just a little bit of light. A little bit of light, just a little bit of light. A little bit of light, just a little bit of light.